It's cold up here. I should have put my coat on. It's like the dumping ground, another of Philipp's dumping grounds.
Is it always mine?
No, it's not. I mean, a little bit. I mean, there's like also treasure up here. Look. What is a chateau without a chandelier? We had to spend some money. We had to invest in a chandelier to make the rooms feel complete. And yeah, luckily, Philipp found this piece online. It was 3 hours away, so it did mean getting in the car, and we ended up having to stay overnight in a hotel, which was a good excuse, wasn't it?
It was.
To have a nice romantic night away. But now, yeah, as soon as we got back, the rooms were a mess and we didn't have anywhere to put it. So it basically got put up here. And yeah, it's been sitting here for the last year, covered with some plastic to keep it dust free. And finally, we get to hang it now. So I'm very excited.
Oh, it's really pretty.
It's still sparkling.
But what I really like, a lot of times when you find chandeliers, they have these fake candle things on the lights. And here, it is really thin porcelain. And I think that looks much nicer than the plasticky fake candles. You know, I just remembered how much we struggled to get it up here.
Yeah, that's true.
Now, I'm a bit worried because we have to get it down 3 flights of stairs. And then we have to get it up the ladder, hang it on the hook. And we cannot put it on the floor because it will break. So I'm a bit worried if that's possible. Oh, isn't it a beauty? Ah, I love that chandelier.
So beautiful.
Okay, and never know where to hold it, I guess, somewhere here, like this.
Do you want me to help you? Can I do something?
No, I don't think you can help me. The problem is, no, I think I just have to be quick and strong and, yeah.
Ready?
Not really. No, 1, 2, 3. Yes. I can't.
Okay.
I'm okay, but I just couldn't climb up the ladder without a pause. It's on.
Amazing. Wow.
I hope that little hook is strong enough. It's the only one I had. It looks a little fragile, but.
Is it a special hook or you just found a random hook?
It is a special hook, but I don't know if it's strong enough for that weight. It's a typical Chateau death that would be ridiculous to die of a falling chandelier. Also, theoretically, there shouldn't be any electricity in these cables now.
Have you checked?
No.
What happens if it doesn't work?
If it doesn't work, which is highly unlikely as it was me doing all the electrics, but if it doesn't work, we have to find a problem. It could be everywhere in between up here to the fuse box, like 20 meters away from here.
Was it a big job to rewire the whole chateau?
Yeah, it was a huge job to rewire the Chateau, but you've seen the old cables that were made out of fabric. When you would touch them, they literally disintegrate in your fingers.
So it's pretty dangerous.
Very dangerous indeed.
When do you think they were done last?
I think those cables, I don't know, wire cable, fabric cables, they must date back to the 30s maybe. at least, or even the 20s.
So almost 100, so basically 100 years old.
100 years old, and the whole chateau, when we bought it, was still electrified by those cables. And the fabric came off the cables, so some parts of the cables were exposed. So the whole chateau was wired with partially exposed cables. I think that was extremely dangerous. I'm surprised there was never any fire.
How did you learn to do the electrics, Philip?
Well, you know, we had so much time before we bought the chateau, when we were waiting to get our loan and when we were waiting to sign the contract. So I had a lot of time, and I used that time to read books about electricity. So
Sounds pretty exciting stuff.
it's really interesting.
Exciting bedtime reading.
It's my favorite part in renovation. It's electrics for some reason. I think it's fun, and it doesn't involve any paint, so it can't get messy, which, as you know, is a little bit of a problem of mine. And if it works, then yeah, it's a bit technical, it's a bit geeky. It became my new hobby. Yeah, you're lucky. Well, you discovered painting, and I must say you are really good at it.
I mean, we're saving ourselves a lot of money, no, by doing all of this ourselves.
Not that we had a choice. So theoretically, it's all wired up. I'm going to go to the fuse box, switch the fuse on, and either the switch is on and it will immediately light up, or it's not on off and you switch it on and it works, or it's off, you switch it on and it doesn't work. That's the three options.
Okay for the light, Philip, well done. But do the plug sockets work?
You don't trust me, do you?
No.
So this is a little thingy to check if it works.
Thingy? Is that what it's called?
It's a thingy, it's a doohickey. You plug this in, and if it makes a sound, it means it works.
Okay, so it's going to work then?
Of course. Okay, you know what to do? You stop filming, we're going to repair it. I will find the reason for the malfunction, and then we do the same scene again. You know, otherwise it's too long, and the video will become too long if we have a problem, so it's smoother if it just works, all right? No, it's not cheating, it's just, you know, to keep it short and concise. Yeah.
Okay. Philip, what are you doing?
I'm just trying to find a problem. There's first time I ever have a problem with the electrics, but it's funny, there's a cable sticking out. Like, that's weird. There's so many cables, I can't remember which one is I should have marked them, written something on it. Luckily you're not filming this. I think I found a problem. I just forgot to connect the main electrics with the specific fuse for the salon.
So it's easy?
It should be an easy fix. I don't know why I didn't do it, maybe there was a reason, but there's no electricity in the fuse, so obviously there's no electricity coming out of the fuse either. You don't trust me, do you? No. Look, this is a little doohickey. If that makes a sound, a noise, then it means that everything is all right. Yeah? A sound and 2 green lights. Okay. Told you, it was easy, wasn't it? Easy. First try. No problems. No problems. That's my electrical skills. They're just mind-blowing. Yeah, it works. Yeah, high five.
Little by little, we're getting there. It's quite crazy to think, that only a week or so ago it was, completely looking like a mess, like a building site, and finally it's starting to get closer to being finished. So it feels great. And have you seen? It's beautiful, the light this evening. Can you see this beautiful effect of the light going through the old glass? These ones have been replaced. Some of them were just cracked and we had to replace them. But we do still have some of the original ones, which is really lucky. And you can actually see, there's like air bubbles in them. You can see the glass is a bit sort of wavy. And, these would have been made by hand, and over the 100 years or more that they've been here, the glass is not 100% solid and it's still continuing to move, which is why you get that kind of ripple. And I just love that. It's got so much character and it's so beautiful, and you can't buy windows like that now. We are, well, I am going to attempt to gold leaf this mirror. I think it's an evening salon. It's one of our kind of grandest rooms, and I think it deserves to have a beautiful kind of antique feeling gold mirror. We're in the 18th century part of the chateau, and this paneling here is original 18th century. It's in the sort of Baroque style, which is quite rounded. Whereas with the chimney, in around 1827, there was a renovation in the chateau, and for some reason they decided to change the shape of this and add a new paneling. Maybe the paneling underneath was damaged, we don't know why, but the woodwork that's up at the top, this kind of intricate detailing, is typical kind of empire style from the 19th century, but still very beautiful. I'm going to use this, it's called assiette dorée or liquid rouge, and it's a type of kind of patina, like paint that we would apply. Gilders use this, professional gilders, and it's a kind of red coloured paint. I believe that originally it would have been made with rabbit blood, I think.
How do you know that this is not made by rabbit blood?
That's a good thing. That's a good question. Let me just check. What does it say? I don't know if it is. It doesn't actually say anything here. I'm pretty sure that they have come up with another product to replace the rabbit blood, I hope. But I think it often, if you do look at antique mirrors, there is a little bit of this kind of dark, reddy, brown colour coming through. It often looks like a little bit like wood. And I think it sort of helps the colour of the gold leaf when it sits on top. It kind of makes it look a little bit more like aged gold instead of so bright. I think that's one of the, the fun parts about having this chateau and doing our renovation is kind of trying to learn all of these, old techniques.
You mean if it wasn't for the chateau, you would have never put rabbit blood on an old mirror?
I'm pretty sure I wouldn't have, no. It's funny and a bit ironic, but this actually almost looks like the colour of the red that I painted before that I really didn't like, doesn't it?
What are you doing now, Anna?
So now the red base has dried. So I'm just starting to apply. This is like the glue that will that the gold leaf will stick to. And now is the time to apply the gold leaf. So I'm just experimenting a bit because it's a little fiddly to get it into all the little tiny cracks. So I'm still trying to figure out the best way to do it. But basically, it just comes off like that. We just smooth it over like that. The only problem is, obviously, in the crack here.
They made a mistake, basically.
I'm just not a professional. There's probably a better way of doing it, but I need to afterwards apply some gold leaf into there. But yeah, I'm quite happy with how that's looking.
It's getting golden, it's getting glamorous.
It's getting golden, yeah.
Is it my fault?
Yes, everything is your fault.
Thought so. It looks nice from afar.
From afar, just don't look too close. Well, I may have forgotten to read the instructions. And I didn't see that it says 12 hours on the bottle, and when I just checked, because I thought there was something strange, and when I was applying it, that it's kind of a bit liquidy and it keeps cracking. And when I checked, I realized that actually I was supposed to leave the product to dry for 12 hours before I applied the gold leaf. It's a little bit of a trial and error exercise.
You think I should have done it?
No.
That's not what you meant.
No, oh my goodness, look, it's a little bit of a disaster. Don't look at the mess here.
You had a glue, which is called the 12-hour glue.
Yeah.
And you put it on and you try to stick immediately the gold leaves on top of it.
After 15 minutes, yeah. Somehow I've got to try and save it.
So do you think it would have been easier just to buy a mirror from an auction house or from eBay?
It might have been easier, but it wouldn't have been as fun. Basically, I figured out that the area where I had done my first initial test, I hadn't left the product on long enough, so the gold leaf didn't stick, and so after 2 days of drying, it still wasn't stuck. So I had to do a quite drastic thing, and I had to remove all of the gold leaf that was on this area and this area, and then I just did it with another product, which was a much quicker product. It was able to dry in 15 minutes, and I reapplied those areas. I'm just trying to kind of remove any loose bits, and then I'm going to be able to do the fun part. So yeah.
It's an exciting moment, isn't it?
Yeah. This is very satisfying.
Hannah, it looks really nice.
Yeah? You like it?
I like it. It's very shiny. Maybe you're gonna put on a treatment to make it a bit more aged.
Yeah, it's quite a bright gold at the moment. So I'm going to use a bit of the white spirit just to sort of tarnish a bit the gold so it's less shiny. And then I've got another product which is a bit like a kind of stain, which I can just work in with a cloth, and that hopefully will, age it a little bit more and change the colour and the tint. Next one.
Ah.
Done. Okay.
It looks stunning.
Oh yeah.
It looks really nice.
There's a little bit of cleaning up here on the window.
Now I understand the reason why you painted red, why you put the rabbit blood on before.
Yeah?
Because it shines through, doesn't it? And the little cracks, and it looks like it's...
Yeah, it gives it a bit more warmth and ages it a bit.
Yeah.
Well, that's how professional gilders would do it with the red underneath. Well, we're almost finished. This is the last step. Applying the varnish. So this will just protect the gold leaf and hopefully stop it getting more damaged.
But before you applied the varnish, you did something else. So I see the color of the mirror changed. It doesn't look as shiny anymore. What have you done?
No, I've aged it a little bit with a product called Bitume of Judea, which is a professional gilding product. A friend of mine recommended it.
It does sound professional.
Yeah. It just means that it sort of, it ages it, it gives it, it takes a little bit of the brightness out of the gold, because when you apply the gold leaf, it's a little bit too light in colour, so it sort of, you know, gives it a nice patina as if it's like, you know, 100 years old. And now I'm just fixing everything, sealing it with a varnish, so yeah, that the gold leaf can't get more damaged.
Amazing. I really think it looks nice. It looks...
Yeah, I'm quite happy. I mean, you know, it's not perfect, but I guess that's the concept, you know? It doesn't, I didn't want it to look brand new because it needs to look like it's been here for hundreds of years and aged naturally over that time.
Yeah, you like things that are a bit older, don't you?
And I'm really happy. I think it looks like it was always here and it was always meant to be gold, you know? And it just sort of finishes the room off and it looks really nice against the paint, I think. As it's not so bad, it might end up being permanent. Maybe it will be here for a couple of 100 years more. Next time, join us on a chateau tour. Learn more about us and why we spent all of our savings on a crumbling chateau in Normandy. If you'd like to support our channel and the restoration, please check out our Patreon page. Link is in the description of this video and, like always, don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button.